What's your favorite children's book? Why is it your favorite? Does the plot of the story make you imagine a new world? Do the vivid illustrations come to life right before your eyes? These are a few questions that you will be asking yourself during our next writing assignment, because you will be writing and illustrating your own children's book. One of the first things we're going to do in class is look at the different types of children's books. You will have time to read and examine multiple genres of books. As we talk about the specifics of the project, we'll look at different aspects of children's books. One important part of a children's book is the cover. Do you remember going to a bookstore to look at books when you were young? What was the one thing that can make you stop and look at a book closely? The cover. A cover and title have to be appealing to a child for them to want to read the book. You will need to come up with an interesting title and illustration to attract the attention of a kindergarten or first grade student. They should want to open your book and read it. Another important feature of a children's book is the subject. You can choose to write about people or use personification to make animals or objects come alive and have human characteristics. You need to include dialogue in your story as well as captions that the reader can read. Your text can be under the picture, or over it, or on the opposite page. You can write it in different shapes and use fun fonts. The one thing you must remember is that it must be typed and legible. Grammar and spelling will also count in your book. Your story needs to teach a lesson or have a moral. The child who reads your book must learn something from it. Your lesson could be about the importance of brushing your teeth, or a moral your parents taught you when you were young. You could also base it on a lesson from a Bible story. Remember, your story needs to be original and creative. If you choose to write an alphabet book, you must have text on the page explaining the object that represents each letter. You can make a science or history alphabet book with facts you have learned in class. You will need to have more than one letter per page. Now that we've examined different features of children's books, you need to start thinking about yours. The first step you need to work on is brainstorming. Think about what interested you when you were little. Once you've determined your topic, you'll need to start creating a storyboard for your draft. A storyboard plots out your story in illustrations to help you with your first draft. Next, you will begin writing your story. The following step is to share and edit it. You will share your story with one of your peers or even your teacher before turning it in. They will be looking for grammar, spelling, and consistency in your story. Once the editing stage is complete, you will create your final draft and then type your story at home. You will have some time in class to work on your final illustrations. Your illustrations need to be detailed and colorful. Please do not draw stick figures. You need to remember that the most important part of your children's book is the story, not the illustrations. You will have some time to work on your story in class, but you are also expected to work on it at home. If you have questions about this project, make sure you ask your teacher.